welcome to Cedar Hill Country Market. Today I'm going to show you our kitchen towels and how I make those for the website. So we obviously purchase our kitchen towels wholesale. Occasionally if I see a really nice set, I'll buy it retail, but very, very few times does that ever happen. Obviously because wholesale, your profit's going to be a little bit better on a wholesale towel. So what I've done is, as you know, they come like this, folded over. So they just, they come like that. And I just leave them the way the factory has folded them, and I stretch them out completely. And I just take the measurement and cut them in half with the rotary cutter. I just measure half of it, and then I just cut them in half. So that would give me 2 kitchen towels instead of just 1. And this is plenty of room to hang on your stove or refrigerator and grab a towel to, wipe your hands. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over to the serger, and I'm going to serge this so that it doesn't unravel or peel when somebody tries to throw these in the washing machine. So we'll go over to the serger and serge and finish this out. I'm going to use a gray thread on these because you're not going to be able to see the thread. I don't think this thread really matters what color. I keep standard taupe, brown, and gray on my sergers just because they go with everything, and typically what I serge is not what you're seeing on the outside of any of the garments. So I'm going to go serge this, and we'll be back to go to the next step. Okay, I'm just going to serge the edge of it just to finish off the edge. Alright, so you can see the edge is finished. It looks like I didn't get really good hair, so let's try it again. We'll finish this off. That happens. And we'll just put it right back under there. Depends on how it grabs that material. Okay, fixed it. All right.
Okay, so now
let's go trim up our mess.
I'm going to be choosing from these fat quarters.
And I purchased these from a wholesaler. They're just, everything is a Christmas theme. And so I'm just going to pick one of the Christmas ones here. And let's see. We'll go with the ones with the gingerbread and the reindeer and the Christmas tree and snowflake. We'll do that one. I have several to do because we've got to get these up on the website before Christmas. So this is just a regular, fat quarter. And we're done with the towel for now. We'll get that back once we are ready to put the kitchen towel together. And this is a real pretty print, and it'll make a real pretty kitchen towel for Christmas.
Okay, we have our pattern here.
So let me get my pattern out, drawn out and cut. I use it over and over again, and when I think it's getting worn out, I just retrace it and redo it again. But this really works well because this is going to flip over and snap, which is going to be able to snap to any kind of handle or anything, a drawer in the kitchen or whatever. So I'm going to pin this down to the fabric. And I've got the pretty side up, but, you can do it either way. It doesn't matter because there's not a wrong and right side. And I'm going to pin this down so I can... And I'm just going to put it here on the edge because I'm going to try and save as much fabric as I can. There's so many things to use fabric for that I'm really cautious about wasting fabric. Okay, we're going to trace this out with the rotary cutter, and we need 2 of them. And then I'm going to need, I use quilt batting for one side of it so that it has a nice soft feel, and it holds up. It adds volume to it. If you add 2 pieces of batting, it's too bulky, and when it washes, it acts stupid. So I use only one side for one side of the batting. So and you have to be really good with a rotary cutter. If you're not, you can use scissors to cut this out. I'm pretty good with a rotary cutter. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. There's things I cut with a rotary cutter, and then there's things I don't cut with a rotary cutter. It just really depends. Okay. And I'm left-handed, so there's even more of a little challenge for me that's not for some people. Okay. There's a few little tight corners in here. They're gonna be, it doesn't have to be super perfect. Somebody's trying to get me on Facebook. All right, so there's our first piece, and now we're going to cut a duplicate side.
So now we're going to
And,
take a piece of batting.
We'll do
and
that. And
go
I'm
on
just
to the
lining
next
up my fabric. I've just got them right sides together, or pretty sides together, and I'm going to cut out my batting for my one side. And okay, so we're going to take our right sides together like this, and I'm going to press. Looks like there's a manufacturer fold in here, and I'm going to go and press this with the iron and get this really pressed out straight. And then I'm going to run a stitch on my sewing machine around this, up the neck of this, down and around. I'm going to leave this end open because we're going to have to stick the towel in there. So let me get this pressed out, and we'll go over to the sewing machine and stitch this out. Okay, so I have the kitchen towel topper here, and I'm gonna start sewing just like I described from here all the way around, and we're gonna leave this part open, and you're always gonna start and stop with a back stitch. Okay, and I'm using a Baby Lock Elajo for those who want to know what my sewing machine is. It's a Elajo Plus. It's made by Baby Lock. And it sews just like butter. It's just one of the, I just love Baby Lock machines, so. We're going to sew 1/4 of an inch off of the edge all the way around. And I'm using a straight stitch. Slow on your corners. There we go. Back stitch. Alright, we've sewn all the way around, and now I'm going to trim up close to the stitch. And just take a super sharp pair of scissors, and you're going to want to trim as close without touching it to that stitch all the way around. If you don't want to trim, go to your corners and cut V's. Cut a V out of each corner. There's a corner there. Go around here and cut V's so that your fabric will lay down when we flip this inside out. But for me, and the quality that I want to push to my customers, I do trimming so that it lays nice and flat. I'm just going to trim all the way around without hitting it. Alright. Now we're going to turn this inside out. And remember, we have batting on one side, and your two pretty sides are facing each other. I'm going to use a pin here to push this out. You don't want to press too hard, but you want to give it a firm little punch so that it gets all the fabric out. Okay. Now we're going to go press this. To be a really good seamstress, you got to love to iron. My grandmother always used to tell me, because ironing is essential to sewing, to make everything look really nice and neat. Okay, so let's go over to the iron and press this.
I have a little bit of this batting sticking out.
I'm going to trim off just to make sure that it's nice and neat. I do this with the rotary cutter, but I'm right here with scissors, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to get this all pressed out so that it lays flat. We'll give it a few bursts of steam. And then we'll flip it over and we'll iron it again. Okay. So now it's all pressed out and ready to be attached to the towel. So what I like to do is the front side I use the batting part, and then the back side is just plain fabric with no batting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my fabric to where it folds inside like this. Just use my fingers. Finger press it closed or fold it up like that. And I'm going to come back with the iron. I'm going to press it because I'm going to sew it with that fabric tucked inside of the kitchen towel. So you can see how that's folded in like that. So the next thing we want to do is we want to place our towel. And remember, we finished the edges here. So we're going to take our towel, we're going to lay it on the inside. We're going to make sure that it's straight. Because if it doesn't hang straight on your, you know, on whatever you're hanging your towel on, it's going to look funny. Now, if this was a custom order, I could add initials here. I could add anything. But we're going to have this come down and snap. So you can see you only have about 3 inches of workspace. But I could do a name here. I could embroidery a name here. But these are just our standard towels that are on the website. But if you had a custom order, we could absolutely personalize it for you. Okay, make sure that's all nice and tidy. I'm going to flip it over, making sure that all my lines are back here are doing great. And it's folded nicely. You want to make sure that your towel that's up inside here is straight and laying across. Okay. And now what we're going to do is run a stitch from this side to this side so it can attach. You can use a decorative stitch. Sometimes I use zigzags, but for the most of the formal stuff I do, like kitchen towels and things like that, unless, you know, the customer requested, I just kind of do all simple stitching. You could also add some finishing touches, like you could sew a top stitch on top of this all the way around, and I guess we could do that to show you, and that would help, you know, lay down this side over here. So I'm going to go do that on the sewing machine. I'm going to go do the top stitching. We've done our top stitch all the way around. And we're going to put our towel together here. Again, placing the towel about 1 inch inside of the top piece. And making sure that it's straight. And then we're going to flip it over just to make sure that all of our fabric's been tucked in correctly. And now we're just going to run a stitch now all across the bottom attached here to the kitchen towel. All right. And so now we need a way. You could do this by putting just a regular snap. You could sew a snap on here. You could do a buttonhole with a button, whichever you choose. Here at my shop we use some snaps, and I have snaps in just about every color. I think to give this a pop of color, I'm going to use probably the green. I think the green, and you can see what color kind of, you know, gives it a great punch. You could use a white. Maybe I'll just do the white. Yeah, I can do the white. So for these snaps, I need 2 snaps and 2 bottoms. To go on here. Always like to make sure I have a top and a bottom. These are the same, so that's not a bottom. And I have to dig in here to find them because they tend to fall to the bottom. There we go. Okay, and it really doesn't matter what you put for the top or the bottom, as long as it snaps. That's the honestly the most important thing. So I kind of eyeball this to make sure that I get it in the middle so it looks nice. And these have a puncture that you just finger press through. And so I'm going to finger press through. Again, if you had a lot of batting in here, you couldn't use these because it would take you a long time to... And now we're going to put in this piece on top of it like that. And we're going to use our grip master thing, and we're going to press it, grip it in. It only takes a second. There's no heat or anything. No, it's not even electric. You just press it on like that. And then you need to find the space where you want it to clip. So I kind of give a little room because I don't know how wide some of the handles are on the appliances nowadays. But I just kind of gauge it. Finger press it through, put the top on, and then press it. I get these off of Amazon, and I think you just search under, you could do plastic snaps, or you could do sewing tools or something like that in order to search for it. But it just snaps just like that. And it's pretty heavy duty. It's in the fabric, so it's the less, the likely you're going to be able to... You won't be able to take this off if you mess these up. It's murder getting them out. So anyway, the kitchen towel is completed. And so these make really great gift ideas. Incredibly inexpensive Christmas gifts. I literally used a fat quarter, a fourth of a fat quarter for this. The snap is pennies, and I cut the kitchen towel in half. So you're looking at maybe an all-in cost of about $3 per towel. And we sell these for $5.50 a piece on our website. So if you didn't want to make them, if you don't want to take the time to make them, or you're not good at making or good at sewing, you can buy them on our website. Or we sell them in sets for $14.50. I think $14 or $15 we sell the set. Let me show you some of the other ones that we've done here at the shop so that you can get some ideas on what you like. So let's see. Show y'all some of these I've done so you can get an idea. This, let's see, we sell these for $20 for the oven mitt and the kitchen towel. And as you can see, I put some trim on this one, so there's added expense for that. But these are great kitchen ideas, and this is super soft and just luxurious towel for your kitchen. And then we also do the oven mitts, the 2 oven mitts where you grab, where you can use 2 hands to grab. Here's some more of the ones that we've done. And you'll find these on our website. I've put even lace on these. And then more Christmas ones. The candy cane with the green towels. And the ones that are 2 for $20 have a lot of trim, and they're added stuff I put on them. So, but these are just luxurious towels. And then here's a strawberry one, and it has the white luxurious, and I also put some trim on it here. And this one has a yellow towel, and this fabric is hamburgers and donuts. It's a diner type fabric. And then here's your sunflower with butterflies. That's really nice too. The yellow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and either whether you're a seamstress or just somebody shopping and looking at ideas for Christmas, these make great Christmas gifts. And if you want to make it a real easy thing, you can just go to our website and purchase the kitchen towels from there. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope you'll try to make some kitchen towels for yourself, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.